Today is February 18th, 2020. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. Now let's talk about Wilder Fury 2, my prediction. Before I give you my prediction, I want to talk about Wilder Fury 1 and what happened. Some people say Tyson Fury got robbed. It was a robbery. Oh God, yeah, it was the biggest robbery. He deserves it. You know, you might like the story, but was it really a robbery? All Wilder needed was a round or two besides the 2 rounds that he knocked him down in. He knocked him down twice. Now, if he didn't knock him down twice, you can make a case for that was a robbery. But that wasn't a robbery. A draw was fair. I had Fury winning. Fury was giving Wilder a boxing lesson. Stepping around, creating angles, jabbing them, combination punching, doing the little shit that he does, the little faces, the little shit he does like this with the glove and putting his hands behind his back. He was giving Wilder a boxing lesson. And Wilder is my favorite active fighter right now. So this ain't got nothing to do with being biased or none of that. He was beating Deontay Wilder, but he got knocked down twice. So it wasn't like a draw is so far out of the question. It was just something that was just totally ridiculous. No, a draw was fair. If you would have had Fury winning, I could accept that. Wilder didn't win the fight in my opinion, but a draw was fair. I feel like a draw was fair. Now let's talk about the prediction. My prediction for this fight for Wilder Fury 2. I like Wilder. I like Wilder. But it's really a 50-50 fight. If Tyson Fury win, I could see that too. But the only way Fury can win is if he outbox him. He gotta outbox him. We seen Wilder get outboxed all the time. All the time. With Ortiz fight, both fights, he was getting outboxed. The Gerald Washington fight, he was getting outboxed. The first Fury fight, he was being outboxed. So you can outbox him, but can you outbox him for 12 rounds? Now, Tyson Fury is the superior boxer. Tyson Fury, he can't box with Tyson Fury. He gonna box circles around him all night. But he got that bomb. He got that big, stupid, ridiculous ass right hand. And if he landed, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like, what I say, okay, I got Wilder winning because of the right hand. He gonna catch up to you. He too long. He too athletic. He got too much heart. He gonna stock you. He gonna get you. All he need is one. You gonna stay away from Wilder all night for 12 rounds for 36 minutes? That's kind of ridiculous. That we asking a lot from you to stay away from Wilder for 36 minutes. You got to run around for 36 minutes. You know what I mean? Now, the way Fury can win this, right, is to do what he's been doing. To do what he did in the first fight. Box. You got to just box. Be who you is. Now, I've seen an interview where he talking about he going to come forward and try to knock him out in 2 rounds. I don't think that's a good idea, man. That's like, man, you about to go forward into that big right hand? Man, you got big monkey nuts, Fury. Big monkey nuts. You about to go forward to that right hand? You about to go towards that right hand? That I don't think that's a good idea. We seen that before. We seen Oh shit, what was his name? Arthur Spilka tried to press Wilder. Wilder right hand so ridiculous that he can knock you out backing up. Spilka had Wilder going backwards. Going backwards. Wilder was going back to the ropes, and boom! He dropped the right hand, almost killed Spilka. He was done. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the fight in a while, but didn't the Spilka lead the ring on a stretcher or something like that? Something crazy. Like they had a thing on this, like one of those air things. Like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. You about to go towards that right hand? I don't think that's a good idea. But could it work? Hell yeah, that could work. Hell yeah, that can absolutely work. You know why that could work? Him trying to press Wilder and fight Wilder, because for one, Tyson Fury is a boxer. So he know how to fight in different styles. And he been working on that. If that's what he gonna do for real, if he really serious, I take him at his word. Because he seemed like an honorable guy. You know what I mean? So I take him at his word. If he say that that's what he gonna do, I believe it. Kind of believe it. I don't know. Kind of believe it. Because I mean, like, that's not a good idea. But it could work though. Because if he go towards Wilder, he could knock Wilder out too. And even though they say that he can't punch, he got pillow fists and all that shit, that man 260, 250, 270 pounds. He a big man. If he punch you, he can knock you out. He can knock out anybody in the world. If he land the right punch. You know what I mean? And it might be a desperation move. If you think about it. He know that, shit, man, I gotta stay. It's hard to stay away from this guy for 36 minutes. And he got cut over his eye. If I'm not mistaken, he had two cuts. He had a big ass one right here and another little one right here. That was what, 3-4 months ago. That shit ain't healed. Like, that shit will never be the same. It's always gonna be tender right there. It's always gonna be, if you look at MMA, like the Diaz brothers, they both open up because they got scar tissue. This shit is not the same. Like, it's not. It's just soft right there. It's always gonna be tender. It's always gonna be soft right there. So he know his eye. He know his eye better than me and you know. So shit. I mean, if that cut open up, and you leaking, and there's blood running in your eye, and you can't see out of that eye, this the wrong guy that you want to be blind with. The punches you don't see coming is the ones that knock you out. Those the ones that hurt the most. And we dealing with the hardest puncher in the history of the sport. Some people don't agree with that, but I mean, we looking at the numbers. I lie, you lie. The numbers don't lie. He the hardest puncher in the sport, in the history of the sport. So, do you really want to have one eye against a guy like that? So Fury might be saying, fuck it, I'm gonna come forward and try and knock him out first. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, that's I mean, that's like a suicide mission. You know what I mean? But fuck it, I mean, hey, fuck it. And I heard they got a rematch clause or something like that, where they gonna do a third fight. You know what I mean? Fury doing other shit outside of the sport. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing that he even back in this position after all the shit that he been through. So, I mean, fuck it. Why not? Come in there and throw that motherfucker. You know what I mean? See what happened. What's the worst that can happen? We know the worst that can happen. Get his ass knocked out. Yeah, so that's my prediction, man. I got Wilder knocking him out. I'm gonna say middle rounds. And if Fury would win, it would have to be on the points. It would have to be a point decision, maybe a split decision, unanimous decision or something. He just go in there and just box his ass off. But I don't see that happening. I don't see him staying away from that right hand for 12 rounds. That's my prediction. Fury by knockout. 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. This is my first video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna be talking some more shit about this boxing. Boxing is my favorite sport. And MMA is my second favorite sport. So I'm gonna be doing boxing and MMA videos on this channel. What I always say is that the jab is the most important punch in boxing. Keep jabbing.